Most trucks are built to haul, work, and disappear into the background, but some were made to shock, stun, and rewrite the history. Today, we're hunting the rarest, wildest pickups ever made. So limited, so audacious, and so off the wall that seeing one on the street feels like spotting a unicorn on asphalt. We're talking convertibles that let you chase summer sunsets, rear-engined beasts with side ramps straight out of a sci-fi sketch, and street machines so rare they almost don't exist. Let's buckle up, because this isn't just truck history, it's raw innovation, daring design, and pure madness rolled into metal, and only a lucky few have ever seen these legends in real life. Some trucks are built to haul, others are built to wow. Then there's the Dodge Deora, a futuristic pickup that existed more in imagination than on the assembly line, and one that changed the definition of cool forever. The Dodge Deora began as a 1964 Dodge A100 compact pickup, but what the Alexander brothers, Mike and Larry, created in Detroit was anything but ordinary. They moved the engine back, flattened the front floor, and designed a cab-forward cockpit that eliminated conventional side doors entirely. To enter, the entire front windshield, borrowed from a 1960 Ford station wagon tailgate, hinges upward while the lower front panel swivels out, giving the driver a space-age entrance straight into a fully upholstered, instrument-laden interior. Mechanically, it stayed grounded with a 170 cubic inch slant-6 inline-6 engine paired with a 3-speed manual transmission. Nor 14-inch chrome reverse wheels with redline tires completed the package, giving the Deora a stance as striking as its engineering. The exhaust exited through rear-quarter scoops adapted from 1964 to 65 Mustang taillight bezels, and the bed featured a custom-molded tonneau with integrated racks for 2 longboards, a clear nod to California surf culture. From its first showing, the Deora made history. It won the Riddler Award at the 1967 Detroit Autorama, the highest honor in custom car building. Chrysler leased it for 2 years, displaying it in dealerships as proof that Dodge could be bold, creative, and forward-thinking. Then came immortality. In 1968, Mattel selected the Deora as one of the original 16 Hot Wheels cars, instantly cementing its legendary status for millions of children worldwide. Over time, the Deora became a collector's grail. Only one authentic Dodge Deora exists. Its hand-formed steel body, its complex front-opening mechanism, and bespoke components mean it is nearly impossible to replicate or maintain. Elite collectors have carefully preserved it, with a 2009 RM Sotheby's auction selling it for $324,500. It now resides in a private collection, but is occasionally loaned to museums, including the Henry Ford Museum, keeping its magic alive for a new generation of enthusiasts. Even decades later, the Deora remains singular. Its combination of radical design, mechanical ingenuity, and pop culture impact ensures that no truck, not even its modern toy-inspired descendants like the Deora 3, can rival the original 1967 masterpiece. Most people remember the Cyclone, but the Sonoma GT was the stealthy speed demon hiding in plain sight. A 1-year, 800-unit masterpiece that could outrun expectations without ever shouting for attention. While the Cyclone was turbocharged, all-wheel drive, and built to shock sports cars, the Sonoma GT was GM's understated street sport truck, delivering precision handling and aggressive styling on a simpler rear-wheel drive platform. Under the hood, the Sonoma GT featured the 4.3-liter L35 central port-injected V6, producing 195 horsepower. With a 0 to 60 time of roughly 7.5 seconds, this lightweight pickup offered performance that was shocking for its class. It came equipped with front disc and rear drum brakes with EBS, ensuring stopping power matched its spirited acceleration. Visually, the Sonoma GT was almost identical to the Cyclone. It wore the same polyurethane lower body cladding and bumpers, aggressive front fascia, was and 16-inch aluminum wheels, finished in machined silver rather than black-painted pockets, but the absence of turbo badging kept it stealthy. Inside, it featured the Cyclone's specialized interior, high-bolster sports seats with GT embroidery, Pontiac Sunbird turbo-inspired instrumentation, and a driver-focused layout. The Sonoma GT was a product of GMC's PAS division in Troy, Michigan. After the 1991 Cyclone production ended, GMC wanted a performance truck that was more affordable. The Cyclone cost nearly $26,000, while the Sonoma GT launched at approximately $16,500, making high-performance pickup driving accessible without the Cyclone premium. Its rarity makes the Sonoma GT a collector's gem. Only 806 units were produced, with black being the most common at around 400 units. Other colors like aspen blue, bright red, and white are exceptionally rare, sometimes fewer than 50 examples. Many Sonoma GTs were daily drivers, often modified, damaged, or cannibalized for Cyclone repairs, leaving fewer than 400 clean original trucks in existence today. The 1992 GMC Sonoma GT wasn't just a bridge between the Cyclone and Typhoon. It was a stealthy performance statement, a one-year anomaly, and a rare survivor of GM's 90s performance experiment. Before the world had lifestyle trucks or internet-era fun vehicles, Ford secretly built a convertible pickup that almost never existed, the 1991 Sky Ranger. Fewer than 20 were ever made, giving it a near-mythical status among collectors. The Sky Ranger was a factory-authorized Targa-top conversion of the Ford Ranger, executed by the legendary American Sunroof Company, the same team behind the Buick GNX and Porsche 944 Cabriolet. Ford supplied the STX Ranger chassis, while ASC handled the complete open-air transformation, creating a mini truck designed for bold style, sun, and performance. Its removable Targa roof panel, folding vinyl rear window curtain, and reinforced B-pillar hoop allowed full open-air freedom without sacrificing rigidity. The aero body kit included a deep front air dam and color-matched side skirts, while neon Sky Ranger decals in pink, teal, or silver gave it unmistakable 90s flair. The interior featured STX trim sport bucket seats, Sheesa center console, and full power accessories, luxuries almost unheard of in small pickups at the time. Under the hood, it retained the 4.0-liter Cologne V6 from the 1991 Ranger STX, producing 160 horsepower with four-wheel drive, balancing daily drivability with collectible appeal. The Sky Ranger was conceived to compete with the Dodge Dakota Sport convertible, but by the time ASC completed the units, the convertible truck craze had ended. Ford quietly pulled the plug, while leaving the few completed trucks to employees or specialty dealerships in Florida and California. Its rarity is extreme. Fewer than 20 original units exist, none with a dedicated VIN designation, and every component, from the Targa roof to the reinforced floor and body kit, was unique to ASC. Replacement parts must be custom-made, making restoration a meticulous, obsessive task. What happens when a mid-sized truck meets a summer convertible? Dodge found out, and it's insane. From the moment Chrysler rolled out the Dodge Dakota Sport convertible in 1989, it became one of the most daring factory freaks in automotive history. It wasn't just unusual, it was the first true production convertible pickup from a major American manufacturer since the Ford Model T, and it wasn't meant to blend in. The Dakota convertible started life as a standard mid-sized Dakota, then was shipped to American Sunroof Company in Southgate, Michigan, where the steel roof was carefully removed and replaced with a manual folding vinyl top, complete with a plastic rear window. To maintain chassis rigidity and safety, a thick padded roll bar was bolted directly behind the seats, keeping this open-air pickup surprisingly secure. Almost every convertible came loaded with the Sport package, leather-wrapped steering wheel, power windows and locks, and fog lights. Bold sport decals ran across the hood and sides, while unique 15-inch aluminum wheels gave it a distinct, aggressive stance. Under the hood, the 1989 model featured a 3.9-liter Magnum V6 producing 125 horsepower, paired with either rear-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, and a choice between a 5-speed manual or 3-speed automatic transmission. Chrysler's gamble was aimed at young buyers craving a lifestyle vehicle, something fun, stylish, and practical enough to haul a surfboard or dirt bike. The convertible top made it less rugged than a traditional truck, and its price point confused buyers looking for either a sports car or a utility vehicle. By 1991, the Dakota convertible experiment had ended. What makes it insanely rare isn't just the low production numbers. Across 3 years, only 2,842 were built in 1989, 909 in 1990, and a mere 8 units in 1991, making the last year models the holy grail for collectors. Most were V6 powered, and spotting a factory V8 is nearly impossible. Over 35 years, many succumbed to rust, abuse, or destroyed tops, so finding one today with a fully intact interior and functional top is a collector's dream. Imagine a pickup truck born 2 decades ahead of its time, combining the luxury of a passenger car with the raw utility of a workhorse. That's the 1939 Studebaker L5 Coupe Express. The Coupe Express took the front sheet metal, chassis, and interior sophistication of Studebaker passenger cars and paired them with a functional all-steel truck bed. Inside, it offered upholstered seats, a stylish dashboard, and a driving position indistinguishable from a luxury sedan of the era. Outside, the 1939 model showcased a low, Ford-like grille and a split windshield, while a side-mount spare on the right front fender kept the bed fully open for hauling. Owners could opt for extras like a radio, heater, cigar lighter, turn indicators, and a wire-reinforced sliding back window, a level of customization unheard of in a truck from this period. Under the hood sat a 226 cubic inch 3.7-liter L-head inline-6 engine, rated at approximately 90 horsepower, paired with an optional Borg-Warner 3-speed with overdrive. The ladder frame chassis, based on the Studebaker Dictator, supported 4-wheel hydraulic drum brakes and a half-ton payload. The bed itself was built from 16-gauge double-wall steel, engineered to handle real work while maintaining the car-like aesthetics that made this truck unique. Production of the Coupe Express was as rare as it was visionary. Only about 1,200 units were made in 1939, with total output across the 1937 to 1939 run hovering between 5,000 and 5,700 vehicles. Its market was unusual, a truck too refined for traditional buyers, yet too utilitarian for car enthusiasts. The higher starting price of $695 limited sales further, and many of these trucks were pressed into hard work, eventually scrapped or lost to rust, leaving surviving examples today exceptionally scarce. The 1939 model also received notable styling updates, borrowing a front-end design from the Studebaker Commander, with headlights integrated directly into the fenders. Owning a 1939 Studebaker L5 Coupe Express isn't just about a classic truck, it's about holding a piece of automotive innovation, a rare hybrid of luxury and practicality that predated the Ford Ranchero and Chevrolet El Camino by 20 years. Every surviving unit tells a story of ambition, creativity, and timeless design, proving that sometimes the best ideas don't follow the rules, they rewrite them. Before minivans and modern cabovers, Jeep dared to put the driver over the front axle and changed work trucks forever. The Jeep FC150, introduced in late 1956 for the 1957 model year, was Willys Motors' bold cab-forward utility vehicle, designed to maximize cargo space on a compact, highly maneuverable 81-inch wheelbase. Its short footprint and high seating position gave the driver panoramic wraparound visibility, making tight roads and tricky job sites feel effortless. Under the hood was a 134.2 cubic inch Hurricane F-Head inline 4, delivered 72 horsepower at 4,000 RPM, paired with a Warner T90 3-speed manual transmission. Power flowed reliably to handle farm, industrial, and municipal work. Early models were nose-heavy, so engineers added a 200-pound counterweight to the rear frame to stabilize the truck during hard braking when the bed was empty. The engine sat inside a prominent doghouse between the driver and passenger, not allowing easy maintenance from inside the cab, even in rain or snow. Launched as the first of Jeep's forward control series, the FC150 paved the way for the larger FC170. Marketed as a versatile four-wheel drive workhorse, it could serve as a pickup, tow truck, or even a fire engine. In 1958, Jeep widened the wheel track nearly 4 inches, solving the tippiness of early models and improving overall stability. Approximately 16,000 FC150s were produced, but surviving examples are incredibly rare. Most were purchased by municipalities, railroads, and fire departments, enduring relentless use and exposure to corrosive conditions. The cab-forward design created hidden pockets where mud and moisture accumulated, accelerating rust. Its short wheelbase and high center of gravity led to rollovers and heavy frame wear. Many units were stripped for engines and axles, leaving the cabs to deteriorate. Its enthusiasts estimate fewer than 5% of original FC150L will survive in restorable condition. Every surviving Jeep FC150 stands as a testament to ingenuity, engineering, and a bold, uncompromising approach to work vehicles, a rare piece of automotive history that still inspires awe today. This isn't your granddad's pickup. Meet the truck that dared to put the engine behind the seats and a door in the cargo bed. The Chevrolet Corvair 95 Rampside was a radical departure from everything America expected in a pickup. Part of the Corvair 95 series, named for its 95-inch wheelbase, the Rampside ignored convention. Rear-engined, air-cooled, and featuring a passenger-side ramp that doubled as a cargo door. Under the rear hood sat a 145 cubic inch Turbo Air Flat 6, producing 80 horsepower. Fully independent four-wheel suspension kept it composed, and with a 1,900-pound payload, this quirky machine was more than a novelty. It was a serious workhorse. By placing the engine over the drive wheels, Chevrolet gave it traction in snow and mud that most rear-wheel drive pickups of the 1960s could only dream of. The signature side ramp transformed loading forever. A section of the bed wall folded down, reinforced with heavy rubber bumpers, letting barrels, appliances, or equipment roll straight into the bed. The rear-mounted engine created a deep, stair-step bed, shallow over the engine, plunging in the middle, making loading easier while giving the Rampside a look you'd never forget. Chevrolet built this truck to compete with the Volkswagen Transporter, offering something modern, practical, and wild all at once. Introduced in 1961 alongside the standard Loadside, the Rampside targeted utility companies and suburban homeowners looking for versatility with style. The Loadside faded quickly, leaving the Rampside as the series standout. Over 4 years, roughly 17,700 Rampsides were produced, but survival was brutal. Working trucks saw ramps slammed, hinges bent, and deep well beds trapped water, causing floor rot on the unibody chassis. Air-cooled engines overheated when critical seals failed, leaving many abandoned. By 1964, T's production dropped to just 851 units, making late-year models some of the rarest Chevrolets ever built. The negative reputation from Ralph Nader's unsafe at any speed didn't help, leading thousands to be scrapped. Most people think innovation comes from billion-dollar factories. This truck proves it came from a scrapyard, two brothers, and a refusal to play by Detroit's rules. The Powell pickup did not come from Detroit, and that is exactly why it matters. Built in Compton, California between 1954 and 1956, it was a survivalist response to a post-war reality. America needed affordable work trucks, and Hayward and Channing Powell did not have the money to compete with Ford or General Motors. Their solution was radical. They did not build a truck from scratch. Every Powell pickup began life as a worn-out 1941 or 1942 Plymouth sedan pulled from a junkyard. The brothers stripped each car down to its bare frame, rebuilt the drivetrain, and mounted a custom-designed truck body on top. Power came from a Plymouth L-head inline 6, and offered in 201 or 218 cubic inches, producing roughly 82 to 95 horsepower. The numbers were modest, but the gearing favored steady work over speed. The suspension and brakes were straightforward and proven, chosen for availability and ease of service. What made the Powell unforgettable was packaging genius. Utility drove every decision. The most iconic feature was a pair of slide-out storage tubes hidden behind the rear taillights, designed to carry fishing rods, conduit, or pipe without sacrificing bed space. The spare tire lived on a slide-out tray behind the front bumper, keeping the cargo bed flat and usable. To keep costs down, most body panels were flat steel. To prevent vibration, the Powells reinforced them internally with wood, an unconventional but effective solution. Even more surprising was the nose. The Powell used one of the earliest production fiberglass grille assemblies in American vehicles. Fiberglass reduced weight, simplified manufacturing, and eliminated the need for expensive stamping dies. Production numbers tell the rest of the story. Total output reached roughly 1,170 vehicles, about 1,020 pickups and 150 wagons. By 1956, usable Plymouth donor cars had dried up. Redesigning for newer chassis would have required money the brothers did not have, so they shut the operation down. That decision is why the Powell pickup feels almost mythical today. These trucks were never treated as collectibles. Built on used frames, they were worked hard as delivery vehicles, ranch trucks, and utility rigs until they wore out. Rust claimed many, especially where moisture met thin steel and internal wood. Today, of fewer than 100 to 150 are believed to exist in any condition. Built to outrun competitors, stop on a dime if hydraulics failed, and shift gears with a flick of the hand. This 1937 Hudson Terraplane pickup was a mechanical marvel before innovation was even a buzzword. While Ford and Chevrolet churned out utilitarian boxes, Hudson crafted a streamlined, high-performance truck that blended speed, style, and practicality like no other American manufacturer dared. The duo automatic braking system ensured that even if hydraulic fluid leaked, the mechanical linkage engaged the rear brakes, while the rare electric hand pre-selector gear shift let drivers flick a lever on the steering column to shift automatically when the clutch was pressed. Features almost unheard of in trucks of the era. The big box steel bed was exceptionally wide and deep, outperforming the wooden floors of cheaper trucks. Art Deco fencer grille accents and hood-side wing motifs gave the Terraplane a distinct aerodynamic personality. Inside, upholstered seating and a refined dashboard made ordinary pickups feel primitive. Hudson's racing pedigree ran through every component. Originally launched as the Essex Terraplane in 1932, the brand broke hill climb and speed records, and the 1937 redesign offered wider, roomier bodies for improved comfort and utility, targeting business owners who demanded fast, reliable deliveries. Under the hood was the 212 cubic inch Super 6 L-head inline 6 engine produced 96 horsepower at 3,900 RPM with 175 pound-feet of torque. Paired with a 3-speed manual transmission, duo automatic brakes, and a half-ton payload, the Terraplane combined real-world work capability with exceptional performance. Today, fewer than 50 authentic, roadworthy 1937 Terraplane pickups remain. Collectors prize them for their rare blend of performance, styling, and historical significance, who's often showcasing them at elite concours d'elegance events. Imagine a half-ton pickup so rare that spotting one today is like finding a ghost from the Great Depression, but with steel and horsepower instead of cobwebs. The 1938 Plymouth PT57 wasn't just another work truck, it was Plymouth's bold experiment in commercial durability, built during one of America's toughest economic years. Unlike its predecessors, the PT57 rode on a dedicated truck frame, giving it far more strength than passenger-based chassis. Under the hood, it packed a 201.3 cubic inch L-head inline-six, producing 70 horsepower at 3,000 RPM. Power flowed through a 3-speed manual transmission, while stopping force came courtesy of Plymouth's signature 4-wheel Safeguard hydraulic drum brakes. Fuel was delivered through a single-barrel Carter carburetor, engineered to keep the engine running steadily under heavy loads. The PT57's design was far ahead of its time. Its barrel-shaped front grille with horizontal bars and high-mounted headlights gave it a commanding, modern presence. Inside, Plymouth touted safety styling, a flat instrument panel with recessed knobs designed to minimize injuries in sudden stops. The cab was fully welded steel, a step up from the wood-framed competitors, while the engine featured a full-length water jacket to prevent hotspots during heavy hauling in summer heat. History shaped this truck as much as engineering. Born during the recession of 1937 to 1938, the PT57 faced plunging fleet sales. By 1938, Plymouth trucks were essentially rebadged Dodges, sharing assembly lines but keeping distinct Plymouth badges, hubcaps, and the iconic sailing ship hood ornament. What set the 1938 PT57 apart was its one-year-only sheet metal, the grille, hood, and radiator shell, which makes surviving parts almost impossible to find today. Its rarity is staggering. Production fell to roughly 4,620 units, a dramatic drop from over 14,000 in 1937. These trucks were used hard by farmers, plumbers, and delivery services, often driven until frames snapped or engines seized. Combine that with the unique front-end styling and workhorse usage, and it's no surprise that fewer than 1% of PT57s survive in restorable condition today. The 1938 Plymouth PT57 stands as a testament to resilience, design ingenuity, and a fleeting moment when Plymouth dared to redefine the American pickup. It's more than a truck, it's a rare glimpse into the industrial grit and practical innovation of pre-war America. This is the truck that laughed at fields full of mud, shrugged off winter salt, and hauled more than most 3/4 tons dared. Meet the 1952 International Harvester L120. The L120 wasn't made for comfort, it was built for survival. As the heavy-duty sibling of the L110, this 3/4 ton powerhouse featured beefed-up components designed to handle the grueling life of 1950s farms and construction sites. Its Silver Diamond 220 engine displaced 220.5 cubic inches, delivering 100 horsepower, all mounted on a 3/4 ton heavy-duty steel channel frame that could take decades of abuse. 4-wheel hydraulic drum brakes and geometric steering made controlling a fully loaded truck feel almost effortless, while the iconic triple diamond hood badge symbolized IH's industrial reliability. Inside, the ComfoVision cab redefined practicality. Boasting the widest cab of its time and a one-piece curved windshield, it offered visibility and ergonomics unmatched in 1952. Unlike competitors still running outdated flathead designs, the overhead valve Silver Diamond engine provided better cooling, efficient power delivery, and easier maintenance, essential for a truck expected to work hard for 20 years. The L120 also represents a bridge in American truck history. The post-war L Series was International Harvester's first modern truck line aimed at the all-purpose market. 1952 was the final L-Series year before the R-Series replaced it. And many trucks left the factory with minor parts or trim pieces that would later become R-Series standard, making surviving L120s crossover curiosities prized by collectors today. Rarity makes the L120 legendary. These 3/4 tons were routinely overloaded, driven through salt-covered fields, and pushed to wide-open throttle for decades. Most didn't survive past the 1970s. Low production numbers, combined with scarce IH-specific components like 8-lug hubs, suspension hangers, and silver diamond manifolds, make restoration a true labor of love. Add in the harsh Midwest and Rust Belt winters that claimed countless units, and it's easy to see why authentic L120s are nearly mythical today. Long before Mercedes-Benz was synonymous with luxury, they built a truck that rebuilt a country, and today fewer than 30 of these post-war workhorses survive. The 1952 Mercedes-Benz 170V pickup is one of the most unexpected vehicles in the history of the three-pointed star. While Mercedes today screams luxury, in the early 1950s, the 170V pickup was a practical lifeline for a recovering Germany. Built to be durable, efficient, and adaptable, it became the backbone of post-war reconstruction while quietly becoming one of the rarest Mercedes-Benz models in existence. Known for its huckepack design, the cab was steel, but many early beds were crafted from high-quality wood reinforced with steel, saving precious metal while maintaining functionality. A driver-controlled radiator shutter improved engine warm-up in cold winters. Even a foot-operated central lubrication pump allowed chassis points to be greased on the move, a level of sophistication few trucks of the era offered. Inside, the pickup maintained Mercedes' flair with an ivory-colored steering wheel and precision VDO gauges. The 170V's roots predate the war, with tooling from 1936 surviving the conflict. By 1946, the pickup and delivery van were the first vehicles Mercedes was permitted to produce, deemed essential for rebuilding Germany. By 1952, the 170 Volt had been upgraded to VA and VB specifications, including a 1.8-liter inline-4 engine producing 45 horsepower and improved telescopic shock absorbers. Its rarity is staggering. While sedans and coupes were preserved as family heirlooms, pickups were workhorses. They were overloaded, driven hard, and scrapped once worn out. Many units were exported as complete knockdown kits to South America, where humidity and limited parts availability led to accelerated corrosion or non-original modifications. Production was limited, and by the time the more modern 180 Ponton arrived, the 170V pickup was an end-of-the-line relic. Today, fewer than 20 to 30 authentic matching numbers examples are known to exist worldwide, often fetching six-figure prices at specialized European auctions. Before Volkswagen had the Transporter, there was a tiny German truck with a massive attitude, the legendary Tempo Matador. Produced in Hamburg by Vidal and Zone Tempowerk between 1949 and 1952, it became iconic for its insect-like silhouette and innovative mechanical layout. While Tempo was better known for three-wheelers, the four-wheel Matador briefly outpaced Volkswagen in post-war commercial vehicle design. Under the hood, it featured a 25-horsepower Volkswagen 1,131 cubic centimeters engine in a front-engine, front-wheel drive layout, reaching speeds of 45 to 50 miles per hour with a payload capacity of roughly 1.1 tons. By driving the front wheels, Tempo eliminated the rear drive shaft, allowing the bed to sit just inches off the ground for faster, easier loading. The cab sat high above the front wheels, directly over the engine on a bench seat, giving the Matador its signature profile. A tubular backbone frame provided rigidity while keeping the rear suspension out of the way, allowing an unobstructed bed floor. The cab and front axle formed a self-contained power unit, letting Tempo bolt on a variety of rear bodies, from flatbeds to vans, high-roof campers, and even buses. The Matador's history is a tale of ingenuity and corporate drama. After World War II, Volkswagen sold engines to Tempo, creating a post-war hit that outperformed anything else in Germany at the time. In 1952, the Volkswagen cut off engine supplies to eliminate competition with the new VW Transporter. Tempo scrambled to source replacement engines from Heinkel and Austin, but the original VW-powered Matador's magic was gone. Only 1,300 to 1,500 VW-powered Matadors were ever built. Most were workhorses hauling coal, construction materials, and machinery, and their mixed steel and wood construction meant beds rotted and cabs were scrapped. Today, fewer than 50 original VW-powered Matadors survive worldwide, often fetching $150,000 to $200,000 at auctions, outvaluing even the rarest 23-window VW buses. Built to race the Baja Dunes before you even left the dealership, this 1988 Nissan Desert Runner was a street-legal trophy that dared you to keep up. The Nissan hardbody Desert Runner wasn't just a showpiece, it was a limited edition factory pre-runner that brought Nissan's off-road dominance straight to your driveway. Modeled after the Baja 500 and 1000 race trucks driven by legends like Roger Mears, every detail screamed performance and authenticity. Visually, it was unmistakable. A massive, multicolored Desert Runner decals stretched across the bedsides, complemented by a bold hood graphic. A black roll bar mounted in the bed held two KC Daylighter off-road lamps with iconic yellow covers, while heavy-duty skid plates protected the oil pan and transfer case. The tubular front brush guard and oversized black fender flares accommodated 31-inch tires, giving the truck instant off-road credibility. Inside, a limited edition dash plaque confirmed its rare status. While many trucks shipped with a pre-runner style tailgate net in addition to the steel gate. The D21 hardbody had already earned its nickname for rugged durability, thanks to a double-walled bed and rock-solid construction. By 1988, Nissan decided to offer a truck that let customers drive off the lot and straight onto the trail. The Desert Runner package wasn't repeated until later Frontier models. This was a one-year, factory-built, serialized rarity. Performance was serious. The Desert Runner packed a 3-liter VG30 IV6, producing 145 horsepower, mated to a 2-speed manual part-time 4WD transfer case, rolling on 15-inch Lego-style alloy wheels. It combined genuine off-road capability with the confidence of a factory-backed race design. Production was capped at 1,000 units, a tiny fraction of the millions of standard hardbodies made between 1986 and 1997. Unlike garage queens, these trucks were meant to be used. They jumped dunes, tore through trails, and were driven hard. Decades of sun exposure, rust, and off-road abuse mean finding one with original decals, paint, and factory accessories is nearly impossible. The roll bar, brush guard, and Bilstein valving were unique to this model, and most Desert Runner trucks today are aftermarket clones. The 1988 Nissan hardbody Desert Runner wasn't just a truck, it was a time capsule of 1980s off-road racing culture, a collector's trophy, and a machine that could still dominate trails today. As we wrap up, remember these pickups aren't just rare for the sake of rarity, they're icons of imagination, innovation, and ambition. Each one tells a story about risk-taking engineers, bold designers, and collectors who refuse to let these machines vanish. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the hidden legends of the pickup world, smash that like button, share this video, subscribe for more jaw-dropping automotive content, and drop a comment telling us which rare truck you'd chase across the country just to see in person. The road of automotive history is full of surprises, and the rarest pickups are the ones that keep it exciting.